We're just checking the stream. Is it good? Just checking the stream.
Good.
It's good?
Yeah, man. Good.
Okay. Hey. Shalom.
Shalom.
German, to the song, back with another life lesson. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor, and thanks unto YAHAWAH, for SHAM, for KABAD. That belongs to the elders, apostles, mercy, apostles, truth, peace and blessings, salutation, elect of them, firmness, truth, sincerity, and also charity across 4 winds. So, hey, like I said, we're back with another life lesson. Going to the topic of the mark of the beast, you know, the MOTB, however you want to call it. But we see that the hour of temptation, you know, the hour when all the world going to be tried with that mark of the beast is drawing nigh, man. You know, because I think, when was it? A few days ago? I don't know. Yeah, a few days ago, RT brought an article out from Elon Musk, which is called Elon Musk, but we call him Elon Musk. He said, like, yeah, he's gonna start the human trials, man. So we see that we draw nigh to that hour, man. And it's really the spirit, because what did Apostle HaHawad call this year? The year of YAHAWAH, man. And you see, we just in the freaking 3rd week of this year.
Yeah,
but it's going freaking fast also, because we already in the 3rd week. I remember I was well, for the newest Eve of Destruction with this brother Gershom, the other brothers we was in Holland together. It seems like yesterday, man. You know. So without further ado, BARAK, pull up the article. We're gonna get real quick to the article and then go on to the lesson, man.
So this is the article on RT.com, and it says Elon Musk nears human testing of brain. You hear echo, by the way?
Yeah, I hear echo. That's why I lowered my volume already.
I lowered as well. You hear it?
Yeah, I think now it's gone.
Good now.
Yeah.
Fine. So it says Elon Musk. I still hear echo.
Yeah, me too.
Does that work?
Yeah, man. Spell for 1 second, man. Satan tries to hinder, but hey, we just push through that.
Still echo? Yeah.
No, it's good.
But it's alright.
You still hear the echo?
Yeah.
Wait. I don't hear the echo, man. Say something?
Hello?
No, man, I don't hear that anymore.
As long as it's good in the video, let me see. Let me check it. Yeah, good. Yeah, you hear the echo though, but
I'll go to the moment right now. I think the echo is gone, man. I think the echo's gone. Yeah, rest is all, of course.
Hello.
Yeah, rest is all, of course. Yeah, man. Just keep on going. Your hearts are gonna be good, man. Hey, can do nothing about it right now, so yeah.
So this is on RT, and it says Elon Musk nears human testing of brain. The billionaire's new technology firm is hiring clinical trial staffers as it awaits regulatory approval. Neuralink, the U.S. neurotechnology firm co-founded by millionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk, has begun recruiting key employees to run its clinical trials, signaling that it's inching closer to starting human testing of its brain implant.
See, signaling that they're gonna start come close to human testing, man. And to this article, I never heard about human testing. They had it with the swine, they had it with the monkey, but now they're going to this final step, which is human testing. And what do you think gonna come after that? They're really gonna sell it on the market. It's the same thing with the chip in the hand, man. You see it now, it's like a normality. In Sweden, it's booming. Here in Germany, I could buy it right now for, I think, 100 euros or something, all into my house with the syringe. They got a German firm over here, man.
Yep.
So, hey, you see what time we in, man. This is the time of the end. We're coming daily closer to that time. You know? Hey, shalom. To the Akon Nakamabo. Yeah, man, shalom.
And it's funny because with the hand implant, you know, what about the pets? You know, the pets have been, you know, been receiving that chip for years, which was the information who the owner is, where the cat comes from. So that testing already took place for a time before people were allowed to put it into their hands, which, like you mentioned, you know, Sweden is one of the forerunners concerning that, you know, in this day and age.
Yep. Yeah, and the other thing also on top of that is now what they're doing is in Sweden, because you just mentioned it, they have the passport that you need to do everything in your daily life nowadays because of this pandemic. They have the passport on them. So it's just showing you, man, this like we said from the beginning, this pandemic is paving the way for that chip, man. It's paving the way for the chip, and we coming closer to the hour by the day, man. So, but shall I keep on reading?
Go on. So it says the company has posted advertisements to hire a clinical trial director and a clinical trial coordinator. The ads note that the staffers who work closely with some of the most innovative doctors and top engineers, as well as working with Neuralink's first clinical trial participants. Neuralink said the director will lead and help build its clinical research team and will develop regulatory interactions that come with a fast pace and ever-evolving environment. You know, and as it mentions, you know, they're using these engineers, which engineers 9 out of 10 times are occupied within, you know, technology. You know, that also shows you that what we're going into is a fourth industrial revolution, which Dad's talking about, because I also have another side in front of me. It goes into what is the fourth industrial revolution. And it says the fourth industrial revolution is a fusion of advances in artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, the Internet of Things, genetic engineering, quantum computing, and more. What exactly is the fourth industrial revolution? Why should you care? The fourth industrial revolution is a way of describing the blurring of boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. That means the incorporation of humans with technology, which is going into transhumanism.
And if I may add onto this real quick also, because what you have now is these 5G towers are built everywhere, man. They're really popping up in all the neighborhoods. That to this point already that the airlines are complaining, hey yo, you can't roll it out like that because it's going to interfere with our systems. So you see that this is nothing good for the people, but they're rolling out. Why? Because they needed to go to that lane of the fourth industrial revolution, because they need a constant connection to the system. This way you have these smart cities where everything is already connected, you know, where you can just go with your phone and basically all these things are connected, man. And now they want to go a step further, which is with their chip, man.
Yep.
You know,
because if you look back in the days, you know, when you had the other industrial revolutions, there was a way for society to develop itself and adjust to the needs that were needed. You know, right now that's merging man with machine. We're seeing that robotics are being used in companies, people losing their jobs. You know, like I mentioned, that's also gonna influence us as human beings. You know, we're being presented with a society in which it's going to be normalized to have chips. You know,
that's right. So, was it theoretical or is there more?
Yeah, I also have the definition of the word transhumanism.
Then read it, but sure.
It says transhumanism, social and philosophical movement devoted to promoting the research and development of robust human enhancement technologies. Such technologies would augment or increase human sensory reception, emotive ability, cognitive capacity, as well as radically improve human health and extend human lifespans. Such modifications, resulting from the addition of biological or physical technologies, will be more or less permanent and integrated into the human body.
Mhm.
So, putting those technologies in the human body to enhance, us as a human.
Yep.
Finding all these things that are very positive about it. Meanwhile, there's a deception behind it because we're not supposed to do such thing.
Yep. Yep. And that's the spirit because at the end of the other article from RT, it
Hmm.
even says that they gonna do the first trials on people with like spinal disorders.
Yeah.
So why? Why do you think that? Because they want to come with the lying wonders. For that, the Second Thessalonians chapter 2, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, give me that real quick because this is really the thing. Because what Esau does is I'm gonna heal people, I'm gonna deliver people through that device, man.
Hmm.
Read public show.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, yeah.
This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Mhm.
Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped,
Yep,
so that he, as the Most High, seated in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
exactly. This is what Esau want to do because what he's saying, what he claiming is that the creation of the Lord is full of flaws. And
Hmm.
he has to be the most high. He has to be like the most high and brush up all these flaws and make us better, enhance them, these cyborgs. Because there's also, I forgot which area in America it was, but a certain group of people that really have a lot of implants, man. The one has a what is it called, a fake eye, but he can see to that like a camera, you know.
Yeah.
The other ones have the chip in it. So you see that Esau is really paving the way for the thing and make it a normal. This is his way. This is his agenda to normalize that. And you really see that to all this social media that he pushing out, that it just has benefits. But
Eh,
he holding back, he holding back all the truth that he knows. He knows that this is a mark, man. He knows it, but he's still pushing it as it is just a regular thing that we should do.
yeah.
What you want to say?
It's funny that you mentioned that concerning these people with their eyes and the implants,
Mhm.
because in a there's this um, group called biohackers, which want to hack the human body with the technologies and alter the DNA of the people and alter the DNA of animals by giving mice the ability to light up in the dark.
Mhm.
And there's also serial about it on Netflix, which goes into that. Which
Yeah.
there they even show you that the microchip is being normalized. You know.
Yep. Yeah, man. And this is really the time because he saw how Esau came with his technology. He did it really step by step. He didn't rush it. First it was with the phones, then it was um with the smart TVs, you know. Then they kept on going, 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 and now we in this time, man. We're in this time that people are willing to take that because if you go on the street now and ask, especially a younger child, would you take something? Take a brain chip that you see all the screens and be connected to your phone or computer, so and so, like with your earplugs. They would instantly say yes, man. And this is how Esau polluted the mind of the people, man.
Hmm.
So can you real quick go back to Second Thessalonians? I don't know. You want to keep on reading the whole thing till verse 11?
Um,
Because the point that I wanted is verse 8 and 9.
gone,
Okay, sure. Yeah.
gone. Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Mhm.
Now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Yep.
The mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Hmm.
And that's going into how during the time that the disciples and apostles and Yahawashi was on the scene, these Edomites are already in rulership, being known as the Romans. So that mystery of iniquity, which that pertains to the Edomites being the wicked upon the earth, we're already there at the scene. And right now in this day and age, they're being also revealed for who they are. Verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall
exactly.
destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, and this is really what's happening right now because Esau gets consumed with the spirit of his mouth through the prophets,
Mm-hmm.
through YAHWASHI man. Why? Because he's being made bare. Can you give me that in Obadiah? Um, chapter 1, where it said Obadiah, I think where is it? So like Obadiah, uh, and verse 6, Obadiah 6. Yeah,
Okay.
real quick.
This is
Because,
Obadiah,
Mhm.
um, and verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things stored up?
Exactly, man. Through the servants of prophets, through the spirit of Yahweh, because he revealed unto us what Esau is doing, who Esau is, which is the
Mm-hmm.
so-called white man unto yeah, which is the so-called white man, well, so like it, which is the so-called white man today, yeah.
Yep.
Because he calls himself white, which is pure, but he is not that this is not what he is. He is the wicked that the scriptures speak about.
Yeah, man.
So now you see that he is consumed with the spirit of the mouth of Yahweh. Why? Because you see these things coming out about him. Nobody would know about the chip if it wouldn't be for the men of the Lord, pushing out the revelation of that. Nobody would know about him if it wouldn't be for Yahweh's man, which is speaking this truth, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be consumed with the brightness of the coming when Yahweh gonna come back. Why? Because like the brother said, Edomites were in Roman power, and now they're in power again. They're in power again, and they're going to be brought down by Yahweh Shemiah Simon.
Yep.
So read verse 9, Baruch Shah.
Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Exactly. And the number one lying wonder of him going to be their chip, man. Because he's going to come and be like, we heal people with their chip. We deliver people from their sufferings with their chip. And this is how we're going to deceive a lot of people to take it. Because what they're going to claim also is, I know already, this is a miracle of God. But which God is he talking about? His God, which is Satan.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you just read whose coming is after the working of Satan. Why? Because he's the physical embodiment of Satan, man. So we have to be sharp in these times, man. We have to really be aware and not basically bend the knee to the way of Esau because he really gonna try to deceive the very elect if it be possible, which is not. The elect won't be deceived, like the scriptures say. But you see that the world is really transforming to the acceptance of these things because back in the day, I remember here in Germany especially, or here in Germany, let me say it like that, a lot of people was against all this technology. But now it's normalized. Now these people are really seeking for that. They're
Yeah.
seeking for these technology, technic, technology,
Technologies.
no, no,
Technological.
technological to water enhancement, man. They want more. They want the Bluetooth. They want this. They want the smart TV, smart house. They want the Alexa, so on and so forth. All these things are normalized, you know. And
It's the spirit because I got the meaning of gradualism in that.
read the book of Job.
This is the word gradualism, and it says a policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Which that goes into how they're making small steps
Yeah.
in order for the people to get adjusted to the changes that they're making. Because if these changes would happen very suddenly, the people would object to it. They would reject it, because it's going to be invading of their privacy, or yeah, it's my body, I don't want to do that. But as already mentioned, they're making these things seem very beneficial. Healing the sick, you don't need you don't need no wallet no more. Oh, hey, all your medical information is on there. CNN. And through those things, the people are more willing to accept it.
Yep. Exactly. And this is really what like your brother said, man. It's step by step. Like I said before, it's step by step. They didn't push it from today to tomorrow. No. Even this who was a Klaus Schwab said, yo, the worst thing that can happen right now is a blackout, man. You know? Like a not no, he didn't say blackout, but like a technological shutdown basically. Was I don't know, I forgot the exact word that he used, but basically, if the technology would be breaking down right now, the whole world would be fucked. Because you just saw what happened also with the, I think was the Swiss, it's called the Swiss Canal, when the one ship was blocking it. What happened to the whole supply chain, the supply chain disruption that was going on. And now think about it, really, if somebody would hack a major corporation that is shipping a lot of goods, it would set up the whole thing back, man. Because everything is now with these computers, everything is now going to the direction of the fourth industrial revolution. Don't you think people, if they would have the chance to do everything they type into the computer with a chip in their mind, would take that, man? They would take it instantly because they're lazy fucks, man. Like the brother said, if they make it very convenient. And this is the lying wonder, man. You know, they make it convenient with the smooth tongue comment. And yeah, man. Can you read verse 10 also in the 2 Thessalonians, Papa Kushel?
Let me just quickly go back.
Yeah.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 10. And without deceivableness of unrighteousness, intended perish, but they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Exactly, man. With all deceivableness, man. So he come with the deceive. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, which goes into Diabolus, which ultimately goes into accuser, but also goes into trickster. You know, he want to trick you to do what? To forsake Yahweh, SHAM, to follow his way.
Yep.
This is really what it's all going to boil down to. What you said?
I got the word deceive, the meaning in the dictionary on Google.
So, read it.
It says deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true.
See? And this is what Esau says. This is what Esau does on a daily basis, man. He wants you to believe something that is not true. For example, this chip is going to save your life. Actually, this chip is going to kill you, man.
I wanted to grab that.
Destruction, man. You can call it like that too, man. Can you read Revelation chapter 14?
Yeah, man. This is Revelation chapter 14, and starting at verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
See, so the Heavenly Father is going to pour it out without mixture. So you're going to be the full, pure wrath of the Heavenly Father, man, without any holdback. If you worship that beast, because you have to understand, people will always want to say so. There are three steps, right? If you it said worship the image of the beast, select it. Yeah, worship the beast and its image and receive his mark. So there are really three parts: worship the beast, worship the image, and worship the mark, man. Or take the mark, select it. So what people want to say is like, yeah, so if I take the mark, it's not worshiping the beast, but you're actually doing it because this is the ultimate sign. It's like you brand yourself with the sign of your master. You show to the mark that you are a complete substitute to him. And this, if you take this mark, which is the RFID chip, you're going to say Esau is your God, Esau is your master. Like it's read in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, he sets himself up as he is God. He has a God complex. He want to be the Most High. Why do you think you're going to come with that chip? The Heavenly Father gave him, of course, the spirit to do so, but his mind is so messed up that he thinks that he can control all things through his technology. You know?
And the beast refers to the EU and the NATO. The image refers to the ways, like the way how the society is set up with the rules, regulations, you know, the things that are being accepted. You know, and the mark itself refers either to the one in your hand or the article is going into, you know, that brain chip.
Yep. And this is good because I actually want to say that because the way of living, hey, I'm telling you, man, this is spirit because the way of living is really leading to that chip. It is really leading to that chip because the whole society is transforming to that. He transforms the whole world to accept that. Like everybody accepts now, everybody has to be juiced up. Now, listen, man, nobody would have accepted that back in the day. Like they want to force people to take it. Come on, man. They look at them. No, we don't do that. But now they transform people, they pressure people into that. And how much now they can just be like, okay, now all things gonna be normal again if you just take that. You know, all these people gonna stand in line and take that, man. A lot of
Yep.
Israelites also, because they also went standing in line, taking the Jews, man, talking about, yeah, I took the mark of the beast. Come on, man. This is showing you like you have to follow the right men in these times, man, because we're in the time of the end, man. We're in the time of the end. You know. Can you finish the verse 10?
Um, Reading on,
Yeah.
it says, "And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb."
Exactly, man. So you're gonna be destroyed by nuclear fire, man. Every father's gonna burn your ass up if you're gonna take their chips. So, like we said, the thief wanna deceive you to believe a lie, basically. It was you read the definition of a thief, right?
Deceive, yeah,
Thief,
yeah.
or what I was thinking thief to deceive. So the person want to make you to believe a lie, and this is really what Esau tries to do. He wants you to take the chip and be like, yeah, this is a miracle. You're gonna be better than other people. You know, you're gonna be able to just by your thoughts to what is it called, to control your house. Basically, if you have a smart house, now you can just control it by your thoughts. You're gonna be better than others. But ultimately, this smart gonna destroy you, man. The Heavenly Father gonna destroy you for basically siding with the devil, man. You know, yeah, man. And this is really what we have to understand. So for us, it's rather taking death than to take the mark. Because like the scripture says in Revelation 20 and 4, if you can give me this real quick, that this is even the prophecy that some people gonna die for refusing the chip, man. You know? Read
This is,
about
this is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4.
Mhm.
"And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them."
This is speaking about the 12 apostles, you know, basically sitting in the judgment seat, sitting in the 12 thrones, like Yahushua told them in Matthew chapter 19. Read.
"And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi and the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast,
Mhm,
neither his image,
mhm.
neither had received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahawashi 1,000 years."
See? So the elect that are faithful unto death, like it says Revelation 2 and 10, for refusing the mark, they're gonna may die, man. They might gonna get their head chopped off. And this is the truth that we have to face. This is a fact that we have to accept, walking in this way. But nevertheless, we have to keep the faith because we know something greater gonna come out after that. Because the Heavenly Father said you're gonna protect us from that hour. And like the scriptures say, if you can grab me Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 1, if you die, it's actually a deliverance from you, man. You are saved out of the time of trouble. You know? So even these men that died, hey, they got delivered. Why? Because I died in the faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, already said they're gonna die in the faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and gonna be with the Lord from that moment, man.
Yep.
They're actually gonna be in peace. They're gonna be in paradise, man. You know? Yeah.
I'm going to quickly grab a precept on deck.
So,
This is Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 1. "The righteous perisheth, and no man laid it to heart.
yeah.
And merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come."
See, so the righteous taken away from the evil to come, man. So death actually is the way of deliverance from the Heavenly Father, man. You know? Because Heavenly Father delivers men to them. It's the same thing in the time of the apostles, because the apostles didn't went through 70 AD, you know. They wouldn't, if I remember right, they didn't went through this time. Because what happened to John, John the Revelator was on the Isle of Patmos, but didn't went through this time there, man. He was on the in the salt mine working, you know, serving the sentence and having the book, basically having the revelation of the book of Revelation, which sounds funny, but it's the truth. He got it sent down from the Heavenly Father, man. What's going to happen in the future? A lot of prophecies. And one of the major prophecies, or one of the biggest prophecies to come, is the mark of the beast, man. This is what we're actually waiting for, because we know when this is gonna come, the Yahushua is really in the door already, man. He's just about to walk through, you know. So hey, this is the time that we should be living for and looking forward to. And this is why we're also doing this lesson, because we sound like a broken record, always speaking of the mark of the beast. But like I said, this is one of the major prophecies that we're looking for, man. I know you got a preset. You can read it in a second. Just grab also Habakkuk 2 and 3, and then you can just read your preset, man.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3.
Yep.
For the vision is yet for an appointing time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Yep.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Exactly. So the vision is set up for a appointed time, man. This was written 2,000 years ago, but this is written for our time, you know, or 2,000 plus years ago. And this is written for our time, man, because the time when this prophecy is going to come to pass is really nigh at hand, man. This is nigh at hand, and we shouldn't think like, yeah, hey, this is coming too late, because like though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come. It will not tarry. It won't come too late. They're going to come in the right time, the right moment. And this is what we're seeing, because Israel's saying like, yeah, no, hey, like the Bishop Nathaniel from the IIC said, it's June, ain't no microchip. But now in 2022, in January 2022, and the microchip is closer than ever before, man. Because when they have the human trials, it's the same with the Jews. What did they do? They had the human trials for what, 2 or 3 months, and then they just roll it out, right? They can do the same thing with you. They have one guy that survives the thing, and then they say like, hey, see, it's good, man. And then they just roll it out, you know?
Scriptures even talk about how those that receive the mark are going to get grievous sores.
Yep.
Which other pastor brought out. Other pastor brought out that, you know, people are going to get, you know, like cancerous type of things in their hands, and those places where they got the chip.
Yep.
You know?
That's right, man. Yeah. So hey, this is the thing, man. Esau gonna see. This is the devil, man. This is straight the devil. He let you know like, yo, it's just gonna be the new way of living. But then at the end, you're just gonna get messed up at the end, man. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. I'm really amazed at when you really speak about it and really listen to yourself sometimes. When you speak about these things, you just really look at Esau and be like, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody but himself, man. Really, he just want to be in power. He wanna do his way, you know. But he doesn't care about his people. First of all, he doesn't care about the Israelites. He doesn't give a shit about us, you know, because he's still jealous, and he still has hatred for us because we got the birthright now, you know. Then he doesn't give a fuck about the heathen, and upon his own people, he doesn't give a damn, man. Like we had yesterday at the camp, we saw, I think, 2 or 3 Edomites just looking through the same trash can, man, right in front of us. This is showing you, man, Esau's done. Esau's finished, man.
The spirit, man. You know, yesterday as well, after camp, I was talking with the brother Taz Bashar about it as well. I said, I see more Edomites turning homeless.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's heavy, man. And they're really looking at it. There was even one Edomite, he took like a drink from the trash can and drank that shit, man. Yo, the Esau is done, man. And this is why the prophecy is coming nigh, because his kingdom is done. This is why you see these people in this condition, you know? Because I just was thinking about the precept. Give me Revelation 12 and 12 for a quick, Shah. Give me that real quick, you know? Because Esau's hurrying up with his things, man. This is why you see also all these rules and regulations being pressed upon the people like crazy right now. This is why you see major protests, like in Sweden. I just saw a video, 18,000 people in Frankfurt, the city that we're teaching. Yesterday there was a protest again, you know. Another city in Germany, and also Belgium also, you know.
Last week, if I'm correct, also here in The Hague.
Yep, exactly. So hey, and the people, even in my job, speaking about it, like, yeah, the people gonna go on the street, but it won't change anything. But this is still prophecy. All these things that happen right now is prophecy speaks, jumping from the pages, man. It's jumping from the pages, so we know that also this prophecy, which is the prophecy of the mark of the beast, is coming daily closer, man. Daily, you know. So give me that, Babak.
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Yep.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Exactly. He knows that he has but a short time, man. And give me also a real quick Job 14:5, if I remember right. Because Esau knows that he has but a short time. That's why he coming down to great wrath. He coming down and destroying everybody on the earth, giving them hell, man. You see that he really making the way towards getting continually juiced up, because what they have said in Germany is they have like a virologist team now in the like in the government, right? They set it up this year or last year, at the end of last year. That they have certain virologists sitting there and basically counseling about the situation. So now this new health minister saying this, yeah, with three times juiced up, you're vaccinated, right? Then another guy says, we don't even know how often you have to be juiced up to have the continual immunity. So you know it's confusion. They're just playing with the minds of the people.
Yeah, man. That's also
You know?
prophecy.
Yeah.
Because in Isaiah it says, they that trust in
Yep. Shadow of Egypt.
shit on Egypt,
Yep.
it shall be their confusion.
Exactly. And you have to understand that this Isaiah was after the captivity of Egypt, man. You know?
Yeah, man.
So he was after the captivity of Egypt. So he's speaking about this more than Egypt, man. Because you trust in the more than Pharaoh, which is Esau, which is also set up by the Most High, like the ancient Pharaoh. To be what? To be destroyed ultimately. It's the same exact thing, man. Just this time he's called Esau. And he's gonna be brought down also by the Heavenly Father, man. So give me a precept.
You don't want to have Job 14 first?
Yeah, I want first the Isaiah and then the Job.
You want Isaiah 30?
Yep, Baruch Shah.
No.
Yeah, there is precept, right?
I wanted to grab it, but
Just grab it, bring it out, bro.
this is Isaiah chapter 30
Mhm.
and verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Mhm.
So eventually, you know, the people that are gonna put their trust in the government, they're gonna be ashamed for the fact that they did so. You know, especially in time to come, because they're gonna see the recompense of them trusting in the government.
Yep.
And by trusting in the government, they're gonna be confused. You know, they don't know what they're gonna have to do. You know, they don't gonna find the answers. And we're standing on the highways and byways, speaking the truth and actually telling the people what's going on. You know,
Yep.
but trusting in the government, that's gonna be the confusion.
Exactly. Yeah, because what you have now, what happened back in the day, they could trust in the government would support them, help them, right? Now the government is the number one enemy. Now of the people, the government is really fucking them up. They even try to do what the government tells them to do, but what is the government saying? No, it's not enough. It's not enough. And this is why you see so many people being fed up with the government and fighting against it, which is leading to the prophecy of 2 15, 16. You know, additional based on basically fighting against the government, man, doing whatever the fuck they want to. And this is really what you're seeing happen. Step by step, it's going worse because people saying like, yeah, these protests are nothing, but ultimately they're leading up always to something bigger. Because they're really these guys, for example, that are we have them here in Germany, we call them skinheads, the skinheads, so on and so forth. They're just, yo, listen, man, they're just, you see them nowhere. You see them nowhere out there. But I know a lot of them are still there and they're just waiting for the right time to come out, man.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, man.
Yeah. Typical Edomites, man. Skinny.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Shit. Yeah. So
this Job first.
Yep, give me the Job.
This is Job chapter 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined,
Yep.
the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Exactly. So Esau's time is limited, man. He's only going to go so far and that's it. Because Esau thinks that when he establishes his chip, he's going to rule forever and going to have his new kingdom set up, which is going to be basically he be set up as a god because he can control all people to the chip. Because don't forget, they say the chip can be tracked, so on and so forth, but they gonna track it to their chip. They're gonna control it to their chip. And what guarantee is there that they won't control your mind to the brain chip or even to that chip, giving you poison, having poison in there. Be like, yeah, if you speak too much against the government, you're just gonna get poisoned and put to death, man. And
Yeah,
like the
man.
brother, you wanna say something?
Yeah, but first finish your story.
Because like the brother said, man, even like Elder Pastor Ha said, the people gonna get jacked up for taking the chip and gonna get grievous sores in them, man. You know, cancer type things. Hey, you see? So Esau's really set me up for failure. What you wanna say?
Well, if you look at the dollar bill, you see that you have that Novus Order Seclorum, which is the New World Order,
Mhm.
but you have that pyramid with the capstone is not on there yet. That capstone represents the eye of Lucifer,
Mhm.
which that's basically what these Edomites are portraying, want to achieve, is that they're going to be able to see everywhere upon the earth. If you have that chip, you're being able to be tracked all over the earth, just like the Most High is able is omnipotent, omnipresent.
Yeah,
They wanna achieve that same godlike status upon the earth in the physical form. You
exactly.
see, and the reason that that capstone is not yet on that incomplete pyramid is because that New World Order has not yet been established, and it never will. You see,
Yeah,
thus said the Bible.
exactly. And this is why also they have the big brother system with the eye in it, man. It's the same thing. They have the one eye with the big brother watching you, basically. And this is
Yeah.
what Esau really want to establish because he want to know everything that you do. Everything, man. Why do you think they have no cameras and so on and so forth? Or also at my job, my new job, what they have is basically a scanner where you put in your thumb or your finger, whatever, and it scans the time that you was there when you're leaving and coming, man. Why do you think they have that? Also, the computer system that I'm working in, this guy can track every step that I did. He can just go through the system and check it. This is what Esau wants. Esau wants control because he has a God complex, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing, man. So you think it's gonna just get better because the world is hoping it's gonna get better, and we just pray and hope that it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And Esau brings that shit in, man. We just hope for that, man, because we know that the Heavenly Father got us, man. We know Esau's time is limited. Esau is just rushing to failure, man. This is what he actually doing. You think like, yeah, but hurry up now, man. I gotta make it. You don't make it, man. You're gonna be destroyed, man. You know? Hey, but we know what's to come, man. Soon our kingdom gonna be established. And
Um,
this hour is coming. And like I said yesterday in the camp, don't think it's gonna be light. Because people will say, like, yeah, man, hey, bring Jacob's trouble. You know, bring that hour, man. I'm ready for it. Even Yahushua, before he knew what's to come. Yahushua knew what that he had to drink that cup, go on the cross and basically die.
yeah,
He was sorrowful unto death, man. The Lord Yahushua, man.
yeah, and
So how much more we, man? You know? What was it?
yeah, because he also knew that he had to go on the cross for the sins of our people, but he
Yeah.
still asked the Most High if
Yep,
that certain cup could be passed from him,
exactly.
3 times. But he also said, if it be thy will,
Yep,
which the will of the Most High was for Yahweh Shai to still go through that.
yep,
Otherwise, we would not be delivered, from our sins through the act of Yahweh Shai.
yep, exactly.
So, yeah, like you mentioned, we know what's going to happen, but we still need to go through it, you know?
Yeah, because Yahushua was a perfect spirit, right? But the flesh kicked in, man. That's why he said in the same account of Matthew 26, if you can read it, I think the 43, Matthew 26, 43.
I'll grab that. I also have another precept on that. Matthew 26, you said?
Yeah, I think 43 was it, where it says the spirit is willing. I think it's 43. No, 40,
Yeah, 41.
41, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Exactly. So the spirit is willing, the spirit knows what to come and knows the outcome, but the flesh, you still have to overcome the flesh, which is weak. gonna want to sink it, want to bend the knee to Esau, want to just take the chip because it won't go down to the um to the danger and to the peril which is right in front of him. You know, because what happens is this: you might see people die right in front of you, right? So what the flesh or the fear want to do with you is just focus on the thing right now there. Be basically worldly, be calm, you know. But then you can't forget about the spiritual thing what's gonna come after that, which is the kingdom of Yahweh. Yeah, right now maybe peril gonna come, but I'm gonna be in peace. This is why we have to be daily in the scriptures. This is why we have to build up ourselves in the scriptures, and this is why Matthew 25, where it speaks about the 10 virgins, very important for us, man. That we have continually this oil, that our lights be burning, man. You know, you you got the precept that you wanted
Yeah,
to bring up.
this is Hebrews chapter 5 verse 7.
Mhm.
Speaking about Yahawashi,
Yeah.
in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplications with strong crying and
Mhm.
tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard in that he feared. So Yahawashi, he cried, he put up prayers, concerning the things that he went through, but it shows you that he had emotions,
Yeah.
the flesh kicked in as well.
Yeah.
And we have that as well, going in our daily lives, the things that we have to face. You see?
Yeah. That's heavy, man. That's a heavy verse because you can't forget, man. Yahushua was the perfect spirit. He's the perfect example for us. He knew what's to come. Still, he was sorrowful. Still, he was in pain. So how much more we? But can you give me Revelation chapter 3 and 10? Babak Shah? And when you got a priest, I'll just bring it out. Because we know that these things are to come, like Yahushua, but we have to go through them. But eventually, if we just keep the faith like Yahushua, because what Yahushua wasn't a battle himself. He was tempted by Satan himself, in Matthew chapter 4, for an example. But he stood strong. Even before the cross, he prayed to the Lord 3 times. Hey, 3 times, man. 3 times he asked if this cup can pass from him. But he still stayed strong and took what he had to do. And we have to arm ourselves likewise with the same mentality, man. You know? Basically to be ready to die for the Lord if we have to, because slowly but surely it's coming. What they had in what is it, Kazakhstan? They even had this shoot on sight order, man. The summary execution basically going on. So this is the time that we're about to face. You know? Can you read the Revelation, Babak Shah?
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10.
Mhm.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Exactly. So because he was faithful, he kept the word of the Lord Yahweh Shai. You walked the walk that you had to walk according to the scriptures. You're going to be protected from the hour of temptation, which is going to come upon all the world. So everybody's going to be tried. We're just talking about the hour, the moment you're going to be tried with that chip. And you have this already. The whole world is tried right now with the vaccination, with the Jews. Everybody, it's everywhere. Daily on my job, they're talking about this. Boosted that, boosted this. Basically trying to win you over to just do it because it makes your life easier. And it's common even to little children. Now the 5 to 11 years can get it. Come on, man. This is the perfect prelude, perfect forerunner for this time, man. We know what is coming. I don't care what this Israelite group say. The mark of the beast is the sleeping with white woman, which is the craziest thing I ever had in my life, man. This is some utter madness, man. But we have to prepare ourselves for that, man. And how do you prepare yourself? Going to combat camp, going to survival practice? No. By praying to Yahweh SHAM to studying to show yourself approved, man. Building up with brothers, doing what you have to do in the spirit to make it through that time, man. Because we're coming closer to that all by the day, man. So it's no time to boost it. It's no time to be all weak and slothful. It's time to be in fire for Yahweh SHAM, man. This brother on the screen just did a video, and now he's live with me here, man. This is the spirit we should be in, man. Pushing this video, this work out, man. Even though we tired, or we was talking before that, man. Both of us tired, things like that. We just push through that, man. This is what we have to do, you know. So yeah, man. Bring it up.
This is Psalms chapter 91 and verse 1.
Yep.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord Yahawah, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust.
Can break it down.
So that secret place of the Most High is referring to the scriptures. You know, if we're occupying ourselves with the words of Yahweh YAHAWASHI, you know, seeking out the wisdom of the ancient, you know, occupy ourselves in prophecy, you know, then the Most High is going to be a protection. He's going to make sure that we're not going to be taken up in that hour of temptation, that we're not going to be the ones taking it, but that we're going to be the ones that are escaping those things that Esau is going to bring upon the earth. You see? And if you're in the shadow of someone, that either means he is standing in front of you to defend you, or he's standing behind you to defend you. He has got your back. You know, and that's the Most High as long as we're remaining within His truth. You see?
Exactly. Because Heavenly Father created these. Heavenly Father, this chip that is coming is the Heavenly Father's chip ultimately, man. All these things are coming from the Lord. So who is the best to basically protect you, man? The Heavenly Father, like the brother said. Wherever the sun is coming from, man, the Heavenly Father is there to protect you from it, man. From wherever the attack coming from, if the Heavenly Father want to protect you, He's going to protect you. But we have to do the necessary things for that, man. And this doesn't mean to just be out there on the Saturday teaching. The rest of the week we just count as people, man. This is our life, man. This should be our life. You know, of course you have a balance, but our main thing on this planet to do is teach this word, man. Preach this word. And one prophecy that we should continually push is the mark of the beast in all the people, man. Because this is one of the major prophecies that, or one, if not the major prophecy, besides, of course, the coming of the Lord Yahushua, which is basically bringing our kingdom. This is what we should look for, man. Because this is leading up to that day, man. Because the Lord going to come back and protect us. He's going to deliver us from all the trials and tribulations, all the trouble which is about to come, man. And if it's be through death, you know. So yeah, man. I had one piece of my mind, but it's just slipped my mind.
Shall I read further in the article? Continue it?
Yeah, you can continue the article, and I just think we could
meditate about it.
Yeah.
So back to the article on RT.com concerning Elon Musk, you know, that is about to test these brain chips on the people. And it says Musk and his Neuralink partners founded the company in 2016 to develop brain chips that connect humans with computers, which that goes back to transhumanism, which is a part of the fourth industrial revolution. Merging man with machine. He has claimed that the implants will enable paralyzed people to control such devices as smartphones with their brains. He expects more progress to be made, including solutions for many physical disabilities by bridging signals between neurons once human testing begins, which is one of the signs that he's going to use for people to be persuaded, you know?
Exactly, man. And this is what you see. And you know what he does too? He takes the weakest persons, man.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I can be delivered from my what is it called? For my condition. I can be delivered from my condition. I am in it 100%, man. Hey, this is it for you, man.
Yeah.
Because we was talking a little bit about it yesterday also. In the camp, and the brother made a beautiful point, because what you have to understand is also that the celebrity is also going to take it, and this is also another step to really push it. But do you think they're just going to take it without any trials? No, man. They're gonna, of course, they had trials already, but they were speaking about before. A lot of people died probably, but now they're bringing it out. This is the thing why I wanted to go into this article. Now they're making it basically public. They're just bringing it out like, yeah, man, we're gonna try it on humans. You know how crazy this sounds? This sounds like a science fiction movie. To freaking have a brain chip, have a chip in your fucking brain, man. they're gonna freaking crack your skull, open up your head and put a chip in there. You know how crazy this sounds, man? But nowadays it's normal. Oh, yeah, I just want this chip because, now I can walk again. This is showing you that this world is really anti-Messiah. Also, like Eliyash Wampa always says, no faith whatsoever. Everybody can hear like this. Not even like this. He doesn't even have to do anything. Like in the book of Acts. Paul was going to this the man that was slain from the mother's womb at the gate Beautiful, called Beautiful at the temple, and just said like, hey, the name Peter's like it. Peter. And he just said like, hey, I got no money, but what I have I give you. In the name of Yahawashi, rise and walk. And he was fixed up and could walk, man. That's spiritual power. But Esau want to do it on the left hand side. I want to make it so good and so beautiful. But we have it right there in the scriptures, right? Nobody will know to believe it. The guy went up to this guy and just told him to walk in the name of somebody and he can do it. But you can believe that the fucking devil puts technology in your freaking mind and you can walk again, man? Come on, man.
Miracles on the left-hand side.
Yeah, man.
It's a spirit, because I was thinking about how Yahawashi healed the sick, and how the disciples healed the sick, on the right-hand side with performing miracles. But what Esau's doing, like you mentioned, on the left-hand side, they're the ones trying to perform these miracles with deception, And a lot of people, just like you mentioned, a lot of people were added to the church because of the things that happened through the spirit of power of Yahweh and righteousness. Also, a lot of people are going to be bowing down to the image that is being set up by the miracles being performed, with these things.
Yeah, because I say this is the right way, man. They see the miracles happening, like, yeah, man, that's the way that we have to walk and see. The government is good at healing people, but they're not, man. And before we forget, let's read Revelation 13, actually, man. The prophecy of the mark of the beast, man.
I'm going to read it on the laptop.
This is what we're speaking of the whole time, because I know you want to bring out the information. I know what you want to do, But it's good, it's beautiful. Because like I said, before we read it, like I said, man, we sound like a broken record, but this song can't be heard too often. Let me say it like that, man. You may heard the lesson 5 times already. The 6th time you may learn even more. The 7th time, So don't be all messed up. Like, yeah, man, I heard this already. Listen to it again and again and again till it sticks. And repetition is key, Till you can't forget it anymore, man. Because this is what you want to have. You want to have this so deep in your mind that it can never go away, man.
Yep. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times.
Exactly. That's right.
So this is Revelation chapter 13, starting at verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads.
See? And he is talking about Esau. He calls all. Like the brother always brings out, that what causes is basically to prepare them, man. He's preparing them to take that mark, man. And this is what we have, like we said. Hey, he first, nobody was above phones. He started with the phones, small phones, building up to the small phones that we have now. Same thing with the smart TVs. Same thing with this freaking Alexa. Do you think that people back in the day would think they can listen to you and you just, like a device, you talk to it and it gives you the answer? That would throw the shit out the window, man. But now it's normalized. Now it's convenient. Oh, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I'll just tell Alexa, shut the lights down. I don't have to walk there anymore. And this is really what the people want. So he's really preparing the people to take their chip. And this, the ultimate preparation right now is the time that we're in right now, this condition that we're in. Because he can do it in many ways, but I got 2 ways in my mind. He make it so convenient that everybody's going to take it. Or he'd be like, hey, listen, if you're going to take it, we're going to start with all these restrictions. We're going to give you a normal life back. And on top of that, we're going to have a new currency, which is on that. And you're going to be a wealthy man, a wealthy person. So he's really going to deceive these people to take it, man. He preparing them. You know? You want to say something?
No. I was
Yeah.
listening.
Can you keep on reading, Babakshah?
Verse 17. Well, let's go into the word mark.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that word mark in Revelation 13 and 16 is the word karakma,
Mhm.
and the outline of biblical use is a stamp or imprint of mark,
Mhm.
which that's referring to that NFC chip or that RFID chip that's going to be implemented under the skin. And it also says the mark branded on horses, things scarves, sculpted, graven work.
Mhm.
So it's going to be something that has a pointy end to it, which that is
The Palisade.
the palisade or the syringe that's being used to implement it. Because the Strong's definition says is scratch or etching. For example, a stamp as a badge of servitude. And they need to make a scratch or an etching in the skin in order for it to be implemented. You know.
And yeah, just like also Book of Acts. Yes, I forgot which
I
verse
have
it
it.
was.
Chapter 17, verse 29.
Oh yeah.
For she must then, as we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone, graven by art and man's device.
Exactly.
And that word graven that is being used in Acts chapter 17, verse 29 is an indication that that word karakma, because the word graven over there goes back to the word karakma, is pertaining to something that's physical. Because the verse itself is referring to idols being made. And how
Yep.
are idols being made? By physical hammer and a etching tool.
Yeah. Yeah. Because nowadays I would say like, no, man. They just made pictures, but also today they're using the same tools, man. When you see like an image being built up, you know, like for example, the in Brazil, the biggest um Cesar Borgia statue. I don't know how high it's like. I don't know how high it is, but you see that they put the work in it, man. You know, and the technology from nowadays can do it like that. Because what I have to always say, a machine can work so good, but the finesse of a person can never replicate. You know how they do it with the what is it called? Like you said, with the hammer and the edging tool, because the human has a certain touch, man, that the machine can have. And you see it really back in the day also because a lot of people set up idols, man. A lot of people set up idols, false gods, and they put the emphasis there. You know why? Because they want to make it so shiny, so good that people gonna go bow down and worship it, man. So it's showing you, man. Hey, this is this mark is not a spiritual mark; it's a physical mark, man. This has nothing to do with spiritual stuff. It's really talking about the physical mark they're going to be in hand. Man.
Sure.
Because how is it then that when the mark of the beast, right, actually going to end up to people's destruction? So now people say you have it spiritually. How? How is it that I have it spiritually? How is this possible? Because if you think about the spiritual fact, you in this world, you're doing your day-to-day life and everything. So I got the mark now. I have to be now outside of the out of the society to have not the mark of the beast. Come on, man. And what is the image of the beast then? You know, this is why I'm ill.
Um,
These other camps are really confusing, man. I'm telling you. But yeah,
go on.
you had some more information on the X, no? What's done with the X?
The act was done because
Done.
the word graven is the same as the word karakma in Revelation 13
Yeah,
and 16.
done. Yeah, man. Then go back to Revelation 13 and 17, Babakshah. Oh,
Karak.
you rose up. You couldn't hear you.
Oh, Salakia. I said, if we go even further into the understanding of the word karakma, we need to go into the root word, which is karaks.
Mm.
So to get a better understanding of what that mark of the beast actually is, we need to look at a couple of words.
Yep.
So the word karax says a pill or steak or palisade, which, like the brother already mentioned, that's going into the syringe. If you look at pill or steak, that's a sharp, pointy instrument, which is very similar to a pen. You
Mhm.
know, and with that, you're able to put a edging in the skin and to shoot it under your skin.
Yep.
If you go even deeper, the word grapho, which is the root word of the word karax, the other biblical usage concerning that says to write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material, to write with reference to the contents of the writing. So the outline biblical usage indicates that that's information, and
Mhm.
that's the information that is being stored on that RFID microchip or NFC chip.
Yep.
You see?
Yeah. Like you brought out, like all the
So
information
with
that you have
with
in your wallet, also like, it's like,
no, 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 no. What you said is actually the same thing that I wanted to say. So you can just talk about it.
no, just bring it over. So like,
You
listen,
brother.
man. All I want to say is all the information that you have now in your wallet
Come.
gonna be on the chip, man. You know, all this thing like the bank card,
Yeah.
your ID, your what is it called, healthcare card, whatever, man. All these things,
Medical
also
information.
medical information, everything gonna be on there, man. And also, you have to understand this is gonna be like
Yeah.
your no passport, man. Oh, this won't be like, hey, can you please show me your passport? Yeah, we got the scanner. You just beep, you can go. Hey, this is the new thing, man. That's
Please.
all I want to say. No, yeah, man.
Come. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
See, the no moment by yourself. And people want to be simple and say that, oh yeah, so I can't go buy anymore, can't go sell anymore. But you have to understand, you can't be part of the world anymore because the buying and selling, it just doesn't mean that you um go have your own shop and sell and go to a grocery shop and buy. No, you sell yourself on the market of work, for example. You pay for your rent. You buy basically for a particular point of time the house that you live in. You can't be part of society anymore without that chip, and this is really what it means, man. By yourself. So hey, you have to ultimately. This is why this is the temptation because you have to decide. Okay, what am I going to choose? I'm going to choose to stick to Yahawashi Yahawashi, who's going to give me everything, or I want to stick to the world and be part of the world still by taking that chip, man. You know, hey, and that's really the thing because, like he said, he calls all, and what I want to say. He had no member by himself, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So um, you have to understand that this mark is the ultimate test, man. It's really the ultimate test because the way of living you might cut off. You're not really going with the world. Not going with the image of the world. You're not worshiping later in the EU by following this world by following that image. But if it comes down to that point, you won't be able to survive. He's going to protect it like that. You won't be able to survive without that chip. What you're going to do, man? And there the faith has to kick in the Lord, like the brother read beautifully in Psalms 91, man. Because Heavenly Father is our refuge. Heavenly Father is our strength, man. You know? So, yeah. Yeah, the
Come.
precept?
No, no, no.
Yeah. Read verse 18, Baba
This
Kasha.
is Revelation 13:18. Here's
Mm-hmm.
wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, which the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yeah, exactly. Number 666. And can you go, Baba Kasha, go into that um, number and bring out the point with the devotees, Baba Kasha? It's there, right?
Gun.
Yeah,
So the word 666 goes into shy size stigma.
yeah, yeah.
But if you go into the word stigma itself, um, it uh, it has an outline biblical usage, which is a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves, and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods.
Hey, there you have it, man. So you had some devotees that prick themselves with the image of their God, man, to really show that they belong to this God. So if you take that, you make Esau your God, actually, man. You make him your power because you trust in him. And like the brother beautifully put the emphasis on cut, cut. Why? Because they're gonna cut your flesh, man, and put it in them.
Yeah,
Like just type in on YouTube, a person receives microchip in the hand. You see, man, he pushed this shit in them. He cuts your flesh and pushes in there, man.
yeah,
And that's the mark of the beast, man. You wanna say
and
something?
yeah, because that's actually the blood contract that you make with Esau.
Yep.
And we as Israelites, we have in a way we have a similar contract with the Heavenly Father, which
Mhm.
is the blood covenant concerning the fourth fruit.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, man. So hey, decide who you want to serve. Let me say it like that, man. Decide who you want to serve. You want to say serve the omnipotent power, which is the Heavenly Father Yahweh, or you want to serve the creation, man. Because this is what is ultimately going to boil down to, man. You know. So hey, if you have nothing else, you got some precept?
No, there are two more paragraphs in the article.
Yeah, but the article is good, I think, man. Point was made with the healing, or if this is a more.
Um, nah, not really. Yeah, it goes into the healing again,
Okay,
but
then just finish the article and then we're gonna close out, man. Just read the article and we're gonna close out.
so it says. So it says Neuralink has already tested its chips in the brains of the macaque monkey and the pig. The
Hey,
company
and
raised
it's
eyebrows last
like
April.
if I just want to say real quick, man, with the monkey, this was really some crazy thing to see because the monkey was sitting in front of this game, and he basically controlled the stick, but the stick wasn't plugged in, so he controlled it with his mind. You know how crazy this is, man. So he controlled the game and everything with his mind, and also the pig. I forgot what happened with the pig. I think they just scanned the brain activity of the pig with that or something. But hey, this is really what Issa does because he's showing you like, hey, you can do a lot of things with that chip. He want to deceive you to take it, man. You know. So yeah.
It says the company raised eyebrows last April when it posted footage purporting to show a monkey playing a video game with its mind.
Yep.
The first human test subjects will be people with severe spinal injuries, such as quadriplegics, Musk said last month at the Wall Street Journal CEO Council Summit. We have a chance with Neuralink to restore full body functionality to someone who has a spinal cord injury, he said.
Hey.
And someone that has a spinal cord injury, most of the time, he is paralyzed in certain parts of his body.
Mm, yeah, man. Like
So, yeah.
I remember also you watch the movie Doctor Strange?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, because in that movie, at the end, when the guy, the Jake came and basically started to kill all these warlocks, he came to the one and took basically the magical energy, and he had a spinal, this called
Spinal cord
spinal,
injury.
yeah, he had a spinal cord injury, and what happened instantly, yo, he was paralyzed on the ground, man. He couldn't do shit. He was like this on the ground, man. This is showing you like Esau takes the weakest. Why? Because this is gonna be the most um amazing
Powerful
thing now.
sign.
Yeah, man. See, it's like, oh my god, this is so. I said German. He said, oh my god, this is so amazing. You saw this guy couldn't walk. He was he was all his life in the bed. Now he can walk again. Hey, this is how Esau gonna trick people into taking their mark, man. But this is gonna be a
Yep.
destruction, you know. So hey,
Okay.
like I said before, man, choose who you want to serve, man. We serve Yahweh Shah, and nobody else. This is who we serve. But if you want to serve Esau, man, make yourself ready to be destroyed with Esau, you know. That's
Yeah,
really
man.
thick. So yeah, man. If you got nothing else, you got something more?
No, man.
So, yeah. And with that, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor, and thanks unto Yahawah, Hashem,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
God,
Yahweh,
Hashem, KABAD.
Yahweh, Kodesh.
We want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, communals, and toast of truth. Peace and blessed salutation, elect of the spirit, truth, sincerity, and also church across four winds. And we pray and hope this was edifying. The spirit of Yahweh, Shalom.
Shalom.